Welcome everybody to the third episode of the Bouldering Breakdown series. For this episode, we have a very nice yellow route. It's a very long route, very physical. The main key of this route was energy preservation, making sure that you just don't tire out at the early parts, that you take rest to make sure that you have enough power to do the final moves. The moves in general are not hard. The holds are pretty good. So everything is about making sure that you just don't tire out. This route I've been trying for quite a while. Took me quite some tries to do it properly. Mostly due to the fact that I was just too tired to do the final moves. And I was able to do everything in solitude, but not chain everything together because, as mentioned, it's a pretty long route. So, beginning, always read your route, understand what are the crux moments, where are the moments that they can take some rest. So, read yourself in before you start and make sure that you have everything ready to do descent. Starting off. So it starts on the right side. These are the okay moves. And then at this part, you are... I'm just gonna take my pencil. You are leaning to the left. Basically, so your gravity, the moment you are going to grab this hold, which is on the back, you will always have your whole weight going to push you to the side. I have seen others doing a toe hook on this hold, where the hand is, but that didn't feel great for me. I'm not that super confident with toe hooks. And also the moment that you have your toe here and you release, you get a massive swing to the left side. And this is something that I was trying to avoid, try to maintain. So what I've done is, when I had this hold, try to position my body as straight as I could in order to be able to let go of my right hand, match on the left, and try to get as much of swing reduction as possible. So moving on. So as you can see, there is still some swing, but I was able to stabilize it and use this swing momentum to actually go to the left big jerk. And then here, just stabilize, go in control again. Because this hold is, as you can see, a bit leaning to the left side. Meaning that if you want to match it, if the hold would be, and then I mean the place where you put your hands, if it would be more to the right or completely tilted to the right, then you would be able to match it easier because you're moving into the angle of the hold. But since it was facing outwards, you will already be moved outward. So there's something to take in consideration. Which angle does the hold have? Because that will indicate how your body will automatically move when you go for this hold. Going back. So from there, stabilizing, going for the match. And as you can see, trying to stabilize, tense your core to avoid much swing, to not strain your arms that much. And then using a bit of momentum to swing. And that was a bit of an issue because right at that point, you want to use momentum to swing. You still want to be able to not tense up. What you can see, what I was doing at this point, in order to generate swing, my arms were bent. As you know, bent arms are very bad, costs a lot of energy, really strains your biceps. So this is the movements you want to minimize due to the fact that I was not able to hit the toe on the first go. Takes a lot of energy out. So normally when you go for these movements, you want to hit it to avoid a lot of energy loss. So luckily I was able to hit it on the second go. If this would also be a no, I would probably just stop and try again, because over forcing yourself, especially when you're doing moves that cost a lot of energy, will generally lower your chances to succeed drastically. So this situation, you don't really want to then keep going if you miss again. Just take a breather and then go again from the start. Then next move, as you can see how the holes are positioned. Again, trying to go in this control shape, go more like a Y shape. Gravity point good in the center. But the moment you let go of this hand, you will of course move, and then you want to grab into this hold, which is again a bit of a power move because you're swinging and then you're grabbing. So this is something you want to do controlled, but move on from the situation into a stretched arm position rather than the bent one. Okay, moving on. So as you can see, this is a heavy pinch move. And from there on, you want to get out, as you can see, quite a bit. I get like bent arms here, pinch here, very straining. So you want to move fast out of this position. So then just move up, rotating a bit, because you want to rotate into the hold. You can see also from this hold, the angle is to the left. So the grab part is on this side. So you want to move your body, like your back opposite of that position. So you face the same side as the hold in order to be able to get your gravity point on the right level. And you will be having a stronger hold, due to the position of your body. Moving on. So at this point, going for the heel, stabilizing, taking weight off your hands, trying to get my arms straight, and then figuring out what is the right move. I was trying a bit of control, like trying to put my toe in there, because this felt like a controlled move, but I still had to go up. And from this position, wasn't really feeling the move upwards. Also due to the fact that my leg was pushing me a bit back. So this wasn't the most ideal position that I was having there, because I was crossing over and not really able to move in the way that I would want to. So again, switching my legs, because you want to go up with the right. So with this leg, with your left leg there, you want to go right. That doesn't add up, basically. You can already see, like, the moment you have your left leg engaged, you cannot really move much here, because this is basically blocking you. You cannot rotate because your leg is preventing you for that rotation. If you have your right leg, you can rotate to the right. But if your left leg is out, you cannot rotate outwards. If that makes sense. Moving on. So with this move, I could go up and then jump into this undercling. This was a move that was heavy due to the fact that there were quite some moves in this section that are all energy intense. So knowing that when I would have this undercling, again, as you can see, bent arms, you want to get out of this position ASAP. And I knew that if I would have this hold, I would be straightening my body and that would take away a lot of strain. So quickly up, and now you can see arms are straight, body is straight, and then at this position where everything is more straight up, this is something which you want to release, but due to the fact that I had a straight arm and just my body completely straight, I could take a lot of pressure off my hands. And this was also the moment that I would take my rest. Yeah. So as you can see, body straight, arm straight, a toe in here to also get yourself a bit more into the wall, taking a bit of the strain away from your arms. And that is the moment where you can actually just take a breather and not force yourself at this point to continue, because if you feel that you are tired, if you feel that you are pumped, and you have a moment like this, just take the rest. So what I would do, shake out my arm, engage my toe, and then my other arm. Just trying to put your heel down with your foot. This is also taking away strain. Sometimes you can sneak in a toe. And yeah, I'm just going to go back because I was still explaining. So sometimes you can sneak in a toe that can take some weight off. And these are all the tricks that you can do to mitigate your energy, to get some energy back. So heel down, use a toe where needed, straighten your arms. These are all the ways to get a bit of energy back. So then going up, I knew the holds. So these holds were all good. But at that point, you are still pumped. You got a bit of back due to the rest, but there are still some heavy moves to do up ahead. Continuing. So this move up, bit of a swing, again wasting energy. I was able to stabilize, not maybe ideal, but I wanted to just move on a good tempo, don't take it too slow, because I would feel that if I would take it too slow, I would not be able to completely do everything. So there again, a toe, just taking off some pressure. If you find these toes, they can really help you to stay close to the wall, take some weight off. So whenever you can, go for it. And then this next move, I was trying again, maybe a bit too hard to try to get some weight off, because I knew that I had to engage my leg, but I was at this point taking the wrong leg. Because if I have to go right and I would use my foot like this, it would block me. So in this move, I would swing, so I don't need to go up. So that would not be constricting. I need to go to the right. So this foot is then helpful. So then heavy move on the shoulders. So moving out in order to get this foot better engaged. I wanted to be able to lean into this, to pull down and have my whole weight pushing into this volume, into this hold, in order to get the maximum out of it. Then pushing myself to the right, as you can see, like the angle of the hold, always important to know. Angle is in this way. So if you want to get the maximum out of this line, you want to be at this side. Same for the heel. Heel is pushing into this area. This is also where the hold is located. So both are just pushing into these holds. And then you have like very solid position. Especially since I wanted to bump with my hand on the volume and then up. So you want to take the maximum of the grip that you have there, and all of these movements are beneficial to get the maximum out of there. So switching my hand a bit, also something to consider if you want to match and you know which hand is going next, make sure that the hand that remains on the hold is on a good section of the hold. So what you can see right here is that both my hands are on the hold, but my left hand, which is the one that actually needs to hold on, wasn't positioned that good. So that took me a bit of energy to reposition my hand in order to be able to hold on to this hold. Luckily, my heel was stabilizing me, especially also with my other foot, trying to push myself into the right side to keep this solid position. Okay. So then just bump it to the volume, and then the final move up to the last hold. And this hold was a jug, so then you can position, focus on just pushing on the, pulling on that heel to stabilize it. Still trying to push my my leg still to just keep that position because it was a stable position. And that was the boulder. Very nice boulder. I was really happy doing this one, especially since it took me quite some tries, and the day that I sanded was the day before the reset. So that was good to be able to still sneak it in before it would be taken down. So recapping, long boulder, important that unless you're doing competition, of course, but if you're just regularly climbing like I do, read the moves, try to do every move in a separate, understand what are the moments where I would run out of energy, find some rest moments, and then eventually link everything together. And then you should hopefully be able to send the route. So, tip of this lesson: manage your energy, especially on long routes. So, check out which moves are straining. If you have the possibility, film yourself, review it, see where the moments are that you could maybe like loosen your arms, or for example, the mistakes that I've done in this one, like putting the wrong foot up for a heel, know this in advance. If you need to match somewhere, consider the fact that you need space. Try to keep all these things, like the key things for the route in mind, and then put everything together and then send the route. So hopefully you enjoyed this one. For me, this was a really nice climb. I really enjoyed this route. I was looking forward to climbing it. So yeah, very happy that I was able to send it. And yeah, on to the next one. So hopefully you enjoyed this, and see you in the next one. Have a good day.